All right, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Darkpool Algo, and welcome to another morning session of picking stocks for the stock market. Let me see here. Sorry about this. I thought I had it all set up, and it's going to be a bloody day. Just telling you that now. Uh, if you're in puts, you woke up and you saw the gap down, and you're like, yay, 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 yay. So, all right, here we go. Morning chat. Morning chat. All right. I worked on some lighting. Hopefully my face isn't too jackified. Looks pretty good on the old stream. Let's see if we can possibly make this just a little bit bigger. Right in there. All right. That works for me. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's going to be a red day. I know that there was some requests from Twitter that I'm going to go ahead and handle those first. If you have any requests, make sure you hit me up in the chat real quick. And let me just run through my intro because it really does help with the old algo. And we love algorithms, don't we? Yes, we do. All right. Hi, I'm Darkpool Algo. Thanks for joining me on this educational morning video to look at the stock market. I will be going through some setups for today. We'll be using the Smart Money, Darkpool, and Block Trade algorithm software that's provided by the fine folks over at Flow Trade. If you want a free trial, I keep pushing it. You got to try it out, man. You got to try it out. Get a trial and link in the description. It'll take your trading to the next level, or you can learn a new strategy. Very, very solid strategies are being taught. As always, if you find this content useful, make sure you smash that like button, right? Smash it, beat it up, smash it. Subscribe for more stock market content, and make sure you turn on notifications, and you'll get up-to-date real-time notifications when I find plays that are going to go rippy, rippy, rip, rip. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and like I said before, we know we like algos. All right, so this morning, what happened? We've had lots of news come out. I'm trying to find some specific articles that I can bring up without just grabbing a bunch of crap from Bloomberg or whatever. But basically, let me see. Upwork ATV. All right, sorry, I had to grab these real quick from, I'm telling you guys, if you hit me up on Twitter, I will get your requests thrown in the rotation. All right, this one's from SRC, so we're going to look at Upwork, ATVI, and EXP. All right. So the question was, can we look at those three following options volume that's expiring next week? And next week is, I feel like this mic's really far away. Next week is monthly expiration. Market makers have a tendency to try to pin a stock at a certain level. That way, then they don't have to pay out on the puts. They don't have to pay out on the calls. So with that in mind, we're going to just, all right, first, I want to look at ES and NQ. The reason, because there was a lot of movement overnight. And looking at the ES, we sold off 40 points. Currently basing at 41.78, so 41.80 is where we're currently at. We do have room to go further. I've got the 200 SMA coming in at 41.08, so another 40-point drop is not unheard of. So we've dropped 55 points, which is only 1.3%. Circuit breakers don't start till 5 or 6%. I'm looking for any sort of trend line support, right? Forever got kind of a bullish sentiment to me normally, so I always try to look for the positives. We do have some downtrend support coming in right at 41.20. We're currently in a demand zone. The demand zone runs from 41.31 to 41.21. Below that, I've got the 200 SMA on the daily coming in at right around 41.09. So let's look at this thing and say if this is our demand zone, going from this little doji way back in time, and this is a 4-hour chart, so we could potentially come down and test this area here, right? 4120 to 4100. Except it's not that not that much further to hit the 4120. Keep that in mind. I'll look at NQ, almost a 300 point drop overnight, so 275. Let me just, so I'm gonna push this. Cash is a position. If you've never played the fade, cash is a solid position to be in, right? Protect the investment, keep your seat at the table. You don't want to try to buy the dip. You don't want to try to call the bottom. The market's going to do what the market wants to do. We're currently below the 200. Let me just go on the daily. All right, on the daily we've got another 100 points. Sorry, that's 500 points. Jeez, we don't want to drop that far. All right, NQ, looking for potential support. Not the bottom, but potential support. Looking left. Puts us, what's this level here? $13.30. I don't even like that level. Let me throw some fibs on it real quick. The reason I'm kind of taking a lot of time on this is because it's going to be important that we look out for 1350, 13050-ish. Could be the next easily attainable spot. 1353.68 is what I've got. Or 13,253. Sorry, 13,253. Let me get some overnight action here. There we go. So we blew through 13,253, which is a 618 retracement. The 50% retracement's at 13,053. Biden came out and said things that would ensure job numbers would go up, bringing in inflation. Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily like him speaking. He has a tendency to move the market in the wrong direction, as far as I'm concerned. So all we can do is play the chart in front of us, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull up Upwork as requested. The flow trade algorithm does have some bullish divergence, 30-bar bullish divergence in Cat, Card, Chewy, Nike. I don't know if those ones are going to be strong enough to survive. So obviously Facebook. So the big players: Facebook, Shop, Tesla. I've already got Tesla puts up. So you can make money if you play the fade. All right, where are we at? Upwork. All right, looking at Upwork on the daily. All right, what do we got going on here? We've got the 200 SMA coming in right at 35. That's going to be obviously a nice target level for downward direction. All right, so we've got this 200 SMA coming in right at 35 even. Nice round number. Nice psychological number. We are a negative MACD. We've got great beta, which means that we would make 3.5 times the amount as if playing this stock as if we were to play SPY. Okay. Great Bollinger Bands, VWAP negative, within 3% of the 60-day channel to the downside. 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, weekly squeeze. However, the histograms are stacked negative. We've got about a $2.80 ATR. So from our current level of 31.88, Let me just throw this on here so everybody can see. All right, I've got my price line up 31.88. We're right at the previous. We've got a, let's see, hold on, I'm looking at supply and demand zones real quick. We've got a demand zone coming in right at the 200 SMA. So 35.40 to 36.50. So we've got a $2 demand zone that's going to come into play. And I'm taking that from this trend changing doji top to the wick to the body. So that's going to write right in there with that 200 SMA. Looking at the options chain, monthly expirations for next week. The way that I do this is I'll look within 2 strikes up or down, looking at the options flow for open interest. So 2 strikes up would put us at 40. We've got 732 and 1,000 puts, but going 2 strikes down from 35, right, which is where we're at now. The 32.50s, yeah, this is a tough one. So we closed at 38, right, which would be here. So that would be in play. 40. So market makers would make the most money if they pinned their Upwork right at 40. So they wouldn't have to pay out the 1,000 puts that have been sold, and they wouldn't have to pay out the 732 calls that have been sold. Contrarian, looking at the downside. All right, we blew through that demand zone. So they pinned, or 35 is the low. Just grab this real quick. My demand zone was off a little bit. I like this one here. 35.50. All right. So currently we blew through the 200 SMA on the daily, right? You can't see it because I have extended hours off. We're at 35.34 currently. So Upwork. We are at 35.34. Okay, that's our current price level. We do have the potential to drop below. If we get below that, the next area of support I'm looking at is 33. This 33.16 area. Right, that puts us at this level here. So right at 33. Okay. ATVI 33, or excuse me, Upwork. Potential fade to 33 if we can maintain the 35 200 SMA area, which is essentially this channel here. Oh wow, Toss is being slow already. This is gonna be a great day. So if we maintain 35, right? I'm just gonna make this a nice whole number. All right, so 35 is support with a potential move back up into the 34 EMA, which is at 38. If we get up to 38, that puts the $40 Next week, expiration in play for Upwork. The next one was ATVI. Activation Blizzard. I've got, is that the NASDAQ? Sorry, I'm just reading something here real quick. All right, ATVI, looking at the options chain next week's. So we're at 93 currently. The 95s have got the most open interest as well on the calls and the put side. Look for a pin at 95. If they pin it at 95, they don't have to pay 17,000 option or calls or 1,000 puts. So those 95s are looking pretty juicy. They're definitely well within my risk tolerance. I'm going to grab puts, and then as far as the calls, looking at the put side, the 90s, very similar situation in that they wouldn't have to pay out all those calls, but they'd have to pay out a little bit more of the puts. I'm going to throw the 90s, 90 puts, 95 calls are on my watch list. HBI, Expedia, EXPE. All right. So we gapped down from 173 to 170. We've got a potential to go all the way down to 162.62, which is the low before earnings. So that's an $8 drop. I'm going to call it 163. Yeah, 163.40. And just draw from here, right, over. So 163, potential support. Oh, 170. And above that, we've got, what's this level here? 170.70 is another potential support. Where's it at? This one? This one. All right, 170.52 potential support. We're currently at 170, so we broke through that. Let's drop down here. 166 is another level. And all I'm doing is finding wick bottoms that I can touch that have the most candle touches with them. So this 166.60, 166.67 looks good for Expedia. 172.50 is another one. All right. This level 2. All right. 164.82. So there's going to be this channel that's going to be played in within today from this little channel here. Look for that as an area of major support. It's a $2 range or $1.50 range. No, it's a $2 range that could very well come down. Tests below that, we've got 163. It's a nice whole number for support. All right. As far as the options chain goes, next month's expiry. So we're currently at 170. 165 for the put side, 170 for the call side, 165 or 175 is what I would look at, depending on. So listen, if we drop all the way to 165 today, depending on how the rest of the week plays out, the 170s where we're at currently would be the pinning. If we get above 170 or maintain 170 today, I would look at the 175s for a potential pin going into the monthly expiration. Right. I personally am going to be looking at these stocks today. I'm going to be looking at IWM. Right, IWM is 214, so we've broke the two. Sorry, I was thinking about to say we broke the 200 SMA on the daily. No, sir. All right, we've got this nice demand zone that we are currently in. Let me just draw. It's this one here. It's this one here. 211 to, oh no, that's not right. Okay. 215 to 213 is a nice tight demand zone. Below that, we start getting into previous lows at 208. All right, that's another level that we need to pay attention to. And then 207, 208, right? Obviously coming down. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at support here. We broke downtrend. We're selling off. We've got the 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart that we blew through. We're currently at, we're at 214.55. So this, right, this 213 area, 213 to 215 could be the channel that we play in today. It takes out previous bottoms. Just grab this here. There we go. All right, so 215.50 to 213.07 is the channel support for IWM. Yeah. Facebook. All right, so Facebook on the daily, we're at 299 right now. So that 300 psychological level, which is his previous top. So that high to this low, 296, 299 channel support. That would also be approximately the 50 SMA. We're currently at the 34 EMA on the daily. If we break that, we've got this level here. That 302 level. Remove drive. 300, 302, or 299, so that's invalidated. Right. Coming back down. $297. It's a solid one. Followed by 296. So Facebook support 296.04. Below that, we start hitting the 50 period SMA at 293, followed by the 200 at 277. So if we break 293, we've got a free fall to 277. Right? Just trying to find the best level to write this at. Take the body. There's that 293 right there. All right, Facebook. It's not looking the prettiest. All right, so 297 is going to be a solid support level. A break of that, and we have a previous low of 295 that can come into play. All right, so we come out, we fade off this 296 level, right? Below that, we've got if I go from the body, yeah, okay. All right, that was Facebook. Look at Costco. I'm trying to find stocks that have maintained throughout the sell-offs before. Costco actually has room to come back to 377. We're at 379 right now. $374. Like this level right here. 374.50. Come on, drop the dang line. $373.50 to $375.80 for Costco. Activate drawing. There we go. All right, so looks like we found some semblance of support here at is that 380. So for Costco, 380 has been 379.62 has been a pretty significant level. So that's this channel here. Costco's played within that channel pretty significantly. We're currently at 379.50, 379.80. Costco actually looks good to go back up to the upside. We've got some squeezes getting ready to fire off. That may propel it back to the upside. That's the daily. All right, the 4 hour. I don't know why this stuff never saves. All right. We've got the histogram's positive increasing. We're starting to be a little bit oversold. You know, we dropped down, we hit essentially 378. I'm really trying hard to find a support level there that makes any sense. Right, that's this level here. See, this level makes sense, or this level. $378.21 just doesn't make sense. There's no previous history of that. Anyway, we did come back up above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart. To the downside, Costco's got room to go down to, like I said, 375.39. Fastly. All right, hey Miles. All right, FSLY. Bad earnings, bad news. They maintained overnight, which is pretty decent considering. So they're currently at 40, right? They're currently here. Below that, we've got $36, and then sorry, I'm just trying to grab another level. It would make sense. All right, FSLY, if we do continue to sell off, I would look for, because we're currently at 40, 39.60. Next level of support really for these guys is down at the 39. The charts are not working well today. It's pissing me off. All right, we got, look at this. Trying to find some support down here is going to be really difficult. We're currently below all of our Keltner channels. Trying to look back for some semblance of support for this guy. Puts us all the way back. Yeah, like I said. FSLY. I don't have enough look back time. All right. I have to go all the way back to March of last year to find some support levels. Potential support at 39.35 for FSLY. Let's just see. $39.07 is going to be support. So FSLY 39.07. The Algo can almost guarantee is selling off. Come on. Okay, the Algo looks great on FSLY. We've got strong bullish divergence. However, this market's kind of sold us off. 41 said we blew through all of these block trade support levels currently. The Algo on the 1 minute, this is all based on yesterday, was curling down and selling off. Let's see if I can find any sort of data for you. Yes, let's see. All right, yesterday, I'm looking at the block trades that came in. Those May 28th, so the 14th, May 14th, 40s, the 40 calls, the 4350 calls. Yeah. So FSLY, based on block trade flow, the $40 calls for this week have the most open interests. The next ones would be going out to May 14th, 40 calls for that. Looking at, I'm just seeing if we've got any trades that have come in. Palantir 1650s, EEM 53s, the car 45s are looking good, right? So my thoughts on Fastly are this: if it can maintain its existing support right at this 39, this $40 level, 39.07 is where I'd turn and try to find some shorts, right? Some puts. But it looks like it's going to maintain that 40-ish level. Currently, we were at 40. Right. That's this level here. It came down, we tapped 39.50, right? I've got 39 as my reverse support to go to the put side. So Fastly, if we can maintain 39.50 or even potentially 40, I would look to grab some this week's 40s to play on until the end of the week, or potentially next week's. Those $40 calls are going to be pretty juicy this morning, right? Open interest on them is pretty decent. Before we go today, they were looking at the 45s to pin. Okay. Let's see. Let me just do this. All right. This is what I want to go over real quick. Excuse me. If you don't know me very well, I'm very bullish by nature. I'm learning to become bearish, obviously, or just be able to play the chart in front of me. So this is what I want to do today. Today I'm looking at, actually, Miles, I think it might go up after today, to be honest. It needs to maintain that level, though. 39.50 is a pretty significant level for it. This is what I want to go over. So if you're like me and you're generally bullish on days like today, I want to focus on these three stocks: SPXS, XQQQ, FNGD, and LabD. LabD is the tech inverse ETF. So essentially, these inverse ETFs, what happens is, so if the stock market's going down, the inverse ETF's going up. So it's really easy for bullish or people that like to play, upward direction, and have mainly traded that for us to be able to be involved in days like today without necessarily trying to play a strategy or fade or catch a fade on something that we're not really familiar with. So I'm going to look at LabD. All right, so LabD, this is the overnight chart. We closed yesterday at 27.75. We gapped up to 29, basically $30 overnight. So what that tells me is that we have the ability to move upwards on LabD. LabD is the biotech inverse ETF. So anything beer bug related, this moves upward, for lack of a better word. Let me get rid of this drawing set. I'm going to go through these real quick because I've got to grab some things in the next 10 minutes. Okay. $2 ATR. We've got 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, weekly light blue histogram, or mid-high compression squeeze, or mid-compression squeezes, light blue histograms. We're 91% of our 52-week or 60-day channel. We've got positive VWAP. We're currently got a buy signal off of our little MACD indicator that tracks MACD, RMA, and RSI. So it looks as though RSI is currently being bought. MACD is positive and increasing. We've got, it looks like we just broke through this downward channel on the daily. Let's see if I can just draw some quick trend lines here. So we've got this high to generally this area. Yesterday we broke through that. We're currently got previous highs of, what did I do there? Okay. Oh no, wrong one. There we go. 27.43 to 28.50. We blew through that already, right? We're at 30. So those aren't going to matter. We need to come back a little further. We've got the 35-200 SMA, or excuse me, the 33.65, which is this level here. That's going to be my target. I'm going to target 33. I'm actually going to target this, basically this candle, right? $33 to $35. If we break, sorry, I'm just trying to find, all right, so if we break and close at 30, if we break above 30, which we haven't really been able to do before, right? I would look to play LabD from, there we go, give me some real data. So we would have to break 30. If we can break and close above 30, I'm going to play this channel, or this run up to 33 for today. Now remember, this is inverse ETF, so if the market starts going up, this is going to go down, right? These options are just sick, obviously because it's not expected to go up so much. I've got all the options chains available. I would grab, this is basically like a simple way to hedge for a bullish play. I'd grab the 20. 28s. So I'd grab the 28s on lab D. The next one is FNGD, which is the basically the financial ETF, inverse ETF, right? So we gapped up overnight. We've got this downward direction 200 SMA that we're currently just toying with. If we can break and close above that, so we can break $4, we can get a run to 450 and then 5. There is no options on that, so that would just be a straight equity play. The next one I'm looking at is SQQQ, which is the inverse short of the Qs. It's a little confusing, but if you think about it, it makes a little bit of sense. All right. Currently, we are at 1280. So clear all this out. So this level that you see here, we're above the 50. All right, so we're playing this zone today. That makes sense there. All right. I like that level there. $12.91. All right, so break at $12.91 puts us in a position to play from this high to this low. Oh, come on. All right, so a break of 1290. Right, a close above 1290 puts us for a run to 1382, potentially 1475 would be the target. Right, you can grab these for cheap. Grab the $11 ones, 1150s. Right. Grab the 1150s for the play up to 1380 and then 14. So as long as the market continues to go down, this one's going to go up, right? And then the last one is SPXS, which is obviously the bullish inverse ETF of the SPX. So if the SPX goes down, this is going to go up. Just want to make sure everybody understands that. As you can see overnight, we're running up. 2650 is the point. Break above 2650, and it looks like we can run to 27, 28. So what is this level here? 28. We're at 2650 now, right? Which is previous resistance. So we're essentially playing this little area here. So we're at 2750 already. Let's see. Where does that put us? 2750. Okay, so we can break 28. We've got to move to 2850 or 29. So we're playing in this level here. So break at 28. I'm going to look at targeting 2885 and then this gap fill at 30. So we can basically play this supply zone all day. That's the target. if we do break above 29, we've got a gap to fill to 30. Right? So just to make sure that makes sense to everybody, we have broken this downtrend trend line, right? We just broke above it. So we broke above that. If we can close and maintain 27.50, I'm going to look at 28, right? And then 28.85. Grab the 27s or the 26s. Shit, I'm going to grab the, oops, sorry. I'm going to grab the 26s. Grab the 26s for a play up to at 28.50. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. Remember, cash is a position. If you're not comfortable with today's market, you don't know what things are going to do, you're getting shaken out. I just gave you 4 different stocks: SPXS, SQQQ, FNGD, and LabD. These would be day trades. Keep that in mind, but it's a way for you to hedge your position without necessarily placing a hedge. So if you're in any way unsure of what to do, cash is a position. It doesn't hurt to get flat, be in cash, let things kind of shake out a little bit. Today's gonna be extremely violent and turbulent. Yeah, just keep your seat at the table. Live to trade another day. All right. Once again, my name is Darkpool Algo. Thanks for joining me. Hit me up on Twitter at Darkpool Algo. If you're interested in any of the software, the Flow Trade Smart Money algorithm system, there's a link to the free trial in the description. You can also sign up for a weekly newsletter at darkpoolcharts.com, where we go over the best or the top 5 stocks every week. We usually do a video analysis. We also review SPY every week, and the market index indicator that Darkpool Charts has created. Just kind of gives you, that's manually updated, so that gives you an idea of what is going on with the market is in regards to block trades, right? I'll just show you what that looks like here. Then I gotta run. I feel like my internet just went down real quick. What we got going on here? Darkpool meter, obviously, right? Looking at the inverse products, so looks bullish. That's for this week. However, with the news that's come out, definitely want to just keep your seat at the table. And I think that's it. All right, have a great day, and I'll get something prepared for tomorrow. Please let me know if there's any tickers you'd like to look at, and